I think parents need to learn how to control their emotions too.
Don't get me
Be-
started, bro. Oh my
Well, we're
gosh,
we're
it's
we're going
sad.
we're going into it because
Okay, let's do
like
it.
I'm like big on that. It's like you players need to learn how to control your emotions. If you mess up, if the umpire blows a call, like I'm counting on you guys to control your emotions. But then you get the parents who are freaking out when kids are making errors, when umpires are blowing calls. Meanwhile, I'm here trying to like get these kids to keep their cool and play the game. And then you got
It's
parents screw
contradiction.
Exactly. Like, how am I supposed to control these kids to get them to control their emotions so they can perform at the best possible level when all the parents are screaming and yelling, doing, yeah, like contradicting what I'm trying to teach. And then a
Hmm.
lot of times too, when the game's over, now the kids might have forgotten about it, but now the parents are talking about it in the car ride home. And it's like, oh yeah, so and so made that error. You know, you should have been playing shortstop. You wouldn't have made that error. So and so struck out with, and like that is even more toxic than just the negativity that happened on the field. Because now everybody comes back to the next game after having their little, like powwows in their cars with the parents who are all angry that, whatever happened on the field. And now the kids all have that energy in them too. And it's just like everybody needs to work together in like to have that positivity and that like harmony within a team, including the coaches, the players, and especially the parents.
Yeah, I think, I don't think the intention is poor most of the time. Like,
No, it's
I
just
think
passion.
parents, yeah, I think parents, their number one goal, and you're a parent, I'm not, so maybe you can confirm or deny this, but I think parents' ultimate goal is to provide the best opportunities for their kids. They're trying to
100%.
provide good opportunities and they're trying to, they want them to be put in the best situations, all that makes sense. But I think a lot of the times parents almost they have that mindset, but it's actually like them kind of living vicariously through the kid
Oh yeah.
and I keep coming back to this word, but and it's tough because parents are sacrificing a lot. They're sacrificing these team
Oh
fees,
yeah.
which are growing too
Oh
too
yeah.
fast, by the
It's
way.
crazy.
Like the travel ball starting at 8 and 9
At
is
7 years
disgusting.
old,
That's disgusting.
paid thousands of
Um,
dollars in fees.
yeah, for what? Come on, what happened to like local municipal baseball? That's where
That's all you
love
need at that
starts.
level.
Exactly. But they're sacrificing the money, they're sacrificing their time, which, especially in this tournament style, can be a whole Saturday and Sunday, most
Oh yeah.
weekends for 6 months of the year. So they're sacrificing a lot. They have stakes in it. And I think that gives them the thought, whether this is right or wrong, that, they have the right to
Mhm.
say all this stuff. But I think because they maybe didn't have the opportunities, their family, like their parents couldn't afford to put them in those situations, because now they can and they've afforded this opportunity for their kids. They just think they have so much in it and they're trying to maximize their kids' experience in baseball. And then with that mindset, it kind of just carries into a negative response where they're pushing them too hard. They're maybe a
Yeah.
little bit too vocal. I mean, at these 10U and under tournaments, like the way these parents are speaking to other adults and to other kids, I couldn't imagine screaming at another adult's kid some of the
Yeah.
way these guys do. It's
It's insane.
absurd.
Yeah.
It's
Like not
sad to
even just
watch.
it is, man. Like a lot of like you said, they are invested, so I get it.
Hmm.
You spend a lot of money, you spend a lot of time. You want your kid to play every single inning of every single game. You want them to do well. You want them like you want what's best for them.
Hmm.
But by behaving the way you're behaving is not appropriate. Whether you spent $100,000 on baseball or not, that is not appropriate behavior. Whether
Hmm.
it doesn't matter how you put it. I don't care
Hmm.
how much money you spent. I don't care. It's just not like I'm big on leadership. And you are, as a coach, as a parent, you are a leader. The kids are looking up to you. So the way you behave
Right.
is going to trickle down to all the players, even if,
Hmm.
they're not your kids. Like you as a parent who's screaming in the stands negatively and swearing and yelling at other players and the other parents and like it's just the kids are seeing that. And you're showing them that that's how you behave with conflict or with, adversity when it's not. You need to learn how to control your emotions. And it's important for you just not to tell the kids, hey, don't yell at the umpire, don't throw your helmet. And then the ump blows a call and the parents are screaming. And then the other
Right.
parents start screaming at that parent and they start screaming
Yeah.
back. It's just like, it's like a
Kids see
whole,
hip kids see hypocrites or
oh, yeah.
hypocritical behavior. They see it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that's like a huge thing that like I get to like parent, you're passionate and you should be. And when I say can control your emotions, if it's positive, don't control it at all. Let it loose. Like I want to
True.
hear you scream. I want to hear you
Hmm.
like celebrate. But when something goes the other way, you need to learn how to, tone it down a little bit and be like, okay, this
Make the
umpire is
mature
also
reaction.
yeah, this
Yeah.
umpire's also making $20 to be here to get yelled at by 15 parents behind him because he missed a call. Parents do need to kind of check themselves too. Because I get it. Yeah, you want what's best for your kids. You want them to get on every time. You don't want them to get cheated out of the game. And if they get, a call going against them, it's tough. But,
Hmm.
again, life's not easy. You're gonna face adversity as a player, as a person, as an adult. You just need to learn that. You're not raising these kids just to be baseball players.
It's
Because,
just a vehicle.
yeah, like you're teaching them life skills through baseball.
Yep.
So when you're, doing all this stuff, you're teaching them how to behave, and it's just not appropriate behavior. For an adult, for when you're a parent, for when you're an employee, when you're a husband or a wife, like you're learning all these things through baseball that are just going to kind of propel you into being a better version of those things, right?
Right. And those lessons show up in literally every activity or every part of life. Like if someone's starting over you at shortstop, that's the same thing as in a job, someone getting the promotion over you. Striking out is getting a C- on a test.
Yeah.
Are you going to learn from it or are you just going to say I'm bad at school and fail the next one too?
Yeah, it's a teacher's fault.
Yeah, right. There's just so many things I learned from baseball, especially we were talking about how it's inherently a failing sport. Life, you're gonna fail. Life isn't fair. People say all the time. And baseball, there are gonna be unfair decisions. I think, going back to the parents, what you're saying you might be right on. You might be right that
Yeah.
or you have legitimacy in being upset about what has happened. But that's life. Life's
Yeah.
unfair sometimes, and especially for these kids that are like at the end of junior high school, or if they're in high school, that shouldn't be a battle fought by the parents, especially in high school. Like these kids should be able to communicate themselves. That
Yeah.
should, as a parent, like if yeah, let's say your kid is getting the short end of the stick. Okay, then tell them to have that conversation with the coach.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be battling your kid's battle. Allow your kid to grow, have these conversations. Allow your kid, if you shield them from failure, from any unfairness, then when they do get hit by an unfair situation
Reality.
or
Yeah.
some, yeah, by reality, if they get hit with that later in life, which is eventual, it's just a matter of when, then they're not gonna know how to face it.
Yeah, exactly. It's teaching, it's preparing them for life. And like
Hmm.
you said, if somebody gets a promotion over you, maybe you did deserve it. But what does that tell you? You need to work a little bit harder. I need to do something different because obviously what I did wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Whether
Or
and,
play the
and
victim mentality. Which one do you want to do?
yeah, exactly. Oh, I quit. I deserve that. And you see that so much with so many people. Like I should have done that or I should have done this. And it's like, well, you
Hmm.
didn't.